Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan, and the YouTube channel is back. Today, I'm changing up the format of the channel. We're going to be doing a lot of interviews with lots of different people. This is my best friend Joshua Sejas. Josh, do I have consent to post this and interview you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Could you introduce yourself? What's your name, age, sex, and where are you from? The state. What state are you from? Just the state. Just say the state.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say I'm from Connecticut. My name's
Mm-hmm.
Joshua. 21 years old. Turned
Yes, sir.
21 a couple months ago. What should we call it? Um, I identify obviously as a male,
Mm-hmm.
and let's just say I'm a huge gym rat. I mean, honestly, like
We'll
gym's
get
my
into that. We'll
therapy.
get into that into the video. So, Josh, let's start talking about your history. So where are your parents from? Where's your family from?
You know, my grandfather on my mom's side, so he was born in New York, like so he's kind of like the Brooklyn he kind of has like that Brooklyn type of like fashion, I guess you could
Mm-hmm.
say. My mom obviously has always been in Hamden since the day she was born.
Yeah.
Uh, and my dad, let's just say the most surprising part is he was born in Argentina, like
Oh,
at
Argentina,
15.
very cool.
That's where he got
How
his.
about you tell the audience something about that, Josh? About how does the Argentinian blood in you affect you? And talk about the World Cup. And how do you feel about the World Cup victory for Argentinians?
Feels great. I mean, I've never got to experience anything like that. Like the last two before last year's victory or this year's whatever for Argentina I didn't even exist. And as far as like my dad goes, he also came from very tough father. His father,
Hmm.
a cop, he was very like physical, kind of like it's a chain that I'm willing to break. Like, if you got something bad happening, like physicality or verbal abuse or, anything of the sort,
Mm-hmm.
criminal background, like, you just gotta be that guy to break the chain. You always gotta be a good role model for your children if you ever have any with your future girlfriend, wife. But yeah, back to that.
Okay, so
My
back to the interview. Josh. Could you tell the audience a little bit about the gym? You were talking about that before. What do you mean by gym rat? Tell us about your gym experience.
honestly, definition of gym rat in my own words is just it's an addiction. Like it's almost like a second home to me. Like if I'm angry at someone or something, or if I feel like I'm just being deceived with ill intention, or if I feel like something is wrong in my private life or personal life, like I tell people like, yo, take it if you're dealing with that, just take it out on the weights. Like the only proper way you can cope with that stress. It's the only like demeanor. My like demeanor is I don't know. I I feel like I always feel like that I just can't win. I'll admit that. Like
Yeah.
I as a person with like autism and person that's like by like one or two people that's like insulted me like that in the past, like that doesn't affect me because obviously the real losers are the very people that
Close the
say
door all the
you are
way.
what you are.
Close the door all the way. Sorry, buddy.
London.
Sorry.
It's fine. You know,
Sorry, I was
a little bit of
interrupted. Sorry.
interference.
Yeah, sorry. But keep going. It's staying in the video.
Okay. Honestly, there's this like, speaking of like girls, there's like this app called Meeting. And, you know, let's just say that I've been found attractive by a bunch of like hot black girls. Like,
Okay, let's change the subject. So what are your PRs at the gym, Josh? Your PRs.
my current ones,
Yeah,
as
tell
I
everybody how
speak,
strong you are.
it's as far as one reps go, it's like 280 bench, 445 squat, and 480 bench.
Very
I mean
nice.
deadlifts. My bad. 480 deadlifts.
Very nice. Okay, so do you want to flex for the the audience?
Rather not be
Okay.
doing that type of boast in any way. You know, I don't want to boast about my body or anything
Okay, very well. So Josh,
because that's what turns the females off. Like that's what
yeah,
they
let's move away from the females. Um, let's move away
anyway.
from the females. So I have a few more questions for you, Joshua. What challenges do you face in your life?
Self-esteem,
Self-esteem,
epilepsy,
epilepsy.
been a big part of my life the past few years,
Mhm.
which is the reason I can't drive. 'Cause I always feel like, and I think I say this for everyone, like I pretty much just feel like that a big part of people's freedom is like off limits. That for me, it's just off limits. Like it's
Yeah.
just can't have it until you're seizure free for this long.
Okay, let's hope you get there. And
Um,
let's talk
there's all
let's talk about your future now. We've talked about your past. We've talked about this. Oh, let me ask you, what do you like to do for fun, buddy? What do you like to do for fun? Or what do you do in your free time? And also, do you work? Or let's talk about right now. What do you do in your free time? What do you do for fun? And do you work? What do you do for money?
honestly, I work at a restaurant. Pretty much just carry up packages, unbox them, and stock them. At least for the majority of them. And then I pretty much just, you know, it's just a starter job for me. It's like putting blue cheese and coleslaw in cups. You know, I work at a restaurant, so obviously I'm going to be you know, you're not going to be working at another like box factory or or even like another like restaurant in general. I always want to learn new stuff. I always want to like know the ropes to every job that I'm newly introduced to. Like, you know,
Mhm.
the seasonal jobs is just it's not great because again it's seasonal. It's just a temporary job. Like it's not gonna support you. That's what I want is to get a 1 bedroom apartment as cheap as possible as a starter.
Yes.
And, you know, I want to be able to get a job that has good health care.
Mhm.
Without health care, I'm essentially doomed.
Mhm.
And, you know, back to my personal problems, like, you know, I always feel like I just cannot seem to up my self esteem. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like I'm the only one. I feel like I'm just rejected. I always feel like I'm gonna. I mean, I'm just afraid to go through that feeling again. Just like so many people, I just don't want to go through heartbreak again. But you know what? I came to learn that heartbreak can also be the greatest thing that will ever happen to you. Because like that's just going to motivate you to do something even like your passion, which
Mm,
that passion is working out. That passion will turn you to an alpha male. That passion will turn you into a whole different person. Like it's like essentially going to upgrade you. Like
mhm.
that's your most powerful motivation
Yeah.
you can have. It's like Laws of Power. Should I mention that? The Laws of Power by Robert
Yeah.
Greene.
Tell them about the book.
Honestly, like it's a book. I read some of the laws, and you know, I came to learn a lot from that book. There's also another book that's for the masters of that book, which
Master.
I
Yeah.
might, which I might get to one day in the near future.
Also, you want to talk about the personality types?
I also have the 16 personality types in my book. I think I'm, from what I can assume, is an INFP,
Yes.
an introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving.
Yes. Very
And
nice.
with that type of personality, you wanna like people wanna like do adventurous stuff out of morbid, curiosity, and be able to learn new things
Yeah.
like me as far as learning stuff, like I can learn stuff very quickly most of the time. Sometimes it might be a long time
Uh
for
huh.
me to comprehend. There are other times that I'm just like, oh, okay, that's how it works. And that's where I eventually get the flow of it.
Okay.
But again, this like for some people, video games is their escape. At least right now, it's my escape, but it's not gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Absolutely, will not last forever.
All right, Josh. Well, thank you for saying all that. And one last question: is there one piece of advice that we haven't talked about that you would give to the audience?
All right, can you hear me, Ryan? I feel
Yeah, I
like
can hear you.
just okay, good.
One
I
piece of
saw you.
advice that you would give to the audience right now. What would it be that we haven't
Piece,
talked about?
piece of the audience, I just say is like you gotta enjoy life while it lasts, because you got one life. So you always want to do something about it.
Yeah.
Rather than dreaming it, do it.
Hmm. Very wise
Sometimes
words. Very wise words from Josh.
you always
Josh, we thank you so much for coming on this podcast. It's the first episode ever, Josh. Hopefully, one day we'll have millions of viewers watching us interview others, and we'll be very popular, and we'll have influence. And
possibility.
yeah, and Josh, do I have permission to post this on YouTube?
You post on YouTube.
Thank you. All right, guys, that's it for Josh. Let's give him a clap. Comment down how you think. Comment down anything you want to say to Josh, and Josh will be reading those and responding, guys. And also, maybe you could be in the next episode of the podcast. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and Josh,